Hi everybody, Terri Sproul here. It's our Tuesday night live art journal class show. If you're joining me at a later date, think about joining us live on Tuesday nights. And if you are watching us on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and think about subscribing to my channel. As usual, we're going to do an art journal class tonight, and we're going to do it on my favorite theme. You guys know that you've been with me for a while that I love to do Halloween, so it's a Halloween night. I love to play dress up. There's my deep, dark secrets. So let's change cameras and let's get down to my desk and start playing. Okay, there we go. I am alone tonight, but I am watching the Q&A is up and live, and I am watching the Google. The only thing I can't see is questions from anybody who's watching on YouTube. So, okay, I'm starting off in my handmade journal that we made a while back, and I'm going to start off with Dylusions. And there's actually a very good reason why I'm going to use Dylusions tonight, and I'll explain that as we go. Whenever I use Dylusions, I always like to get my page a little wet, and then I'm going to throw my Dylusions on. I want it to be a little heavier up on top, so I'm going to go for it a little heavy up on top. And I've taught you guys this before. I always clean my nibs off before I put my bottles away. I hope that that keeps them a little less clogged. And then I'm just going to real quickly paper towel off the excess here. Okay, looks good. Good start. Okay. Oh, I'm excited about Halloween again this year. I have the funnest idea planned. Hold on, let me give it a quick try. Turning that logo off real quick. Sorry about that. That is where I will have all the links tomorrow. Okay, this is good and dried because I want to continue and I don't want to have any problems with inks running or anything. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm grabbing this really cool haunted house stamp, and this is from SinCity Stamps, and that's SinCityStamps.com. And I'm using Indian ink. I've talked to you guys about this many times. Indian ink is a permanent ink. Once it is dry, it is a permanent ink, so you will get a nice, crisp, clean image, and you will not have a problem with anything that I put over it bleeding. So I'm inking it up really well. And as you do notice that I'm using pure rubber here, not even cushioned. I like to have, actually I prefer to have it cushioned, but I'm happy if I get it just rubber, especially with an art journal, because you can really go in and get a better print this way, because you can actually, because you know how your books are not level, they're all wonky, you know, because of all the stuff we do to it. This really allows me to go in there and really push that image down, especially on something as detailed as this cool old house from SinCity Stamps. They have some great Halloween stamps, by the way. So I got a great image. Very happy. I'm going to do a quick heat set. That's not necessarily required, but I'm doing it just to CYA myself. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to use this really cool fence stamp that has skeleton heads on it. And they actually have a really cool, this is also from SinCity Stamps. This one you can't see as well, but this is like a chandelier with the same like image. So it's a really cool match. And I'm going to do that across the bottom. So let me ink this up real quick. Again, using the Indian ink, same reason. But yeah, I'm excited about Halloween. I've got 2 parties I'm going to this year. Yay me! And then so I might dress up 2 different ways. I haven't decided for sure. One of them is going to be a really cool steampunk outfit that I've been working on for a while now. And I'm really happy with the way it's turning out. You guys will all see pictures who are on my Facebook. So I'm excited you'll see pictures. So I'm sorry if I'm off camera here, but I'm just inking this fence up. And then I have a really cool Victorian purple velvet dress that I've been wanting to wear too. So I might wear that Saturday night depending on how cold it is, because the second party is an outdoor party. So I don't know. Haven't decided yet. Okay. Next thing I want to do is, I've showed you guys this before. Hold on. It's kind of wet. I want to lay it down. I have a die cut of a graveyard, and I like to do it on transparency like this so that I can use the use it as a stencil. If you don't have die cut of a graveyard is not all that hard. If you think about it, it's just ovals, some crosses, you know, some squares. It's really pretty simple. I threw some black paint down, and I'm using a makeup sponge, and I'm going to do the dab on, dab off. So you don't want this to be really inky or painty, however you want to say that word, inky, painty. And I'm going to go all the way across, kind of at an angle here. So it's kind of on a hill. So I'm going to do the image, but just a little bit below it also. So this is a really cool graveyard. So I'm just going to blend it in just a tiny bit across the bottom. I'm running out of paint, and that's actually perfect. So look at that. Doesn't that look cool? Doesn't that look cool, going right up to the haunted house? Oh, so happy with that. Yay me. Love, 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 love. Okay, quickly dry it. Okay, I'm going to grab black soot, but really you could do this with the same Indian ink. And I'm going to go right around the edges just to make it more spooky. Starting in the corner where I have the most ink, and work my way around with the least ink on the sides. So I started in that corner where I can get that ink really dark. See how dark that is? And now that I'm re-inking again, I'm going to again start in this corner, because that's where I'd want the darkest to be. It's the corners. And then blend my way out as I run out of ink. Get me my really dark corners. And there's a couple reasons. One, it's going to frame it more, and two, that's where all the dirtiness would be if this journal had been around for a really long time and not just a couple, not even done, you know what I mean? So it makes it age more. Again, starting in the corner because I just re-inked. You know, I want to say I thank you guys so much for showing up here live, because I know that you get a lot out of me explaining all this, even though it does make for a long video where I could, you know, shorten my videos and all that stuff. But me being able to talk to you guys like this, I really can do a lot of questions and answers. Oh, I forgot. Hold on, I forgot to open the questions and answers on my screen. Hope nobody's had a question. No, nobody's had a question. Good, I feel better. But, you know, at this point, because I am putting this distressed inks on here, you know, distressed inks are not permanent, so I do have to be careful of anything I put on top. And that's with the Dylusions too, because if I put anything wet on this right now, it's going to reactivate everything that I've got going. So always keep that in mind by what products you use in the background. Now, one of the reasons that I use Dylusions is for this reason, and I waited for it to all dry. If you take I need paper towel real quick, hold on. If you take a wet paintbrush and you go into the areas that you want to pull off, you can actually pull that ink right off. So everything that I don't want the ink in, say like these skulls, see how all of a sudden they're going to pop out a little more because I'm taking the ink that was there away. And I'm going to do that same thing on the haunted house here. So this makes a big difference. You can go in and just pat it away. And you can actually go in there 2 or 3 times. And you really get it almost back to white. You don't get it completely back, so don't expect it to go back to, you know, white. But there really is a big difference there. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can kind of see that. I'm sorry, with the until they get that Windows problem fixed, I'm still on my laptop and I don't have the program to be able to zoom in. So that's where we are on that. Hopefully you can see how those are a little whiter now. Now I'm going to do that exact same thing with the haunted house up here. So I'm going to take away a lot of this orange that's in there by wetting it down and pulling the color out. So that's the reason I specifically use Dylusions. So even though Dylusions has its disadvantages on you can't put a lot of wet product over it, this is an advantage because I can take away the color that I don't want to be there. So see how cool that can work out for you? So it depends on what you want to do. You can kind of really starting to see it on this. So I just kind of blot off the color with a napkin and just getting it wet. So there you go. See the difference in that now? How much whiter that is? So I can continue doing that all the way up, getting it all out. And if you just sit here and you be a little more patient, you can even get it, you're not going to get it back completely, but you really get a lot of the color out. And it really does make a difference. So then I can go in and color that in. See the difference? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's move on before I get too excited. Okay, again from SinCity Stamps, I have the big cobweb. Isn't that cool? So we gotta, we gotta have some cobwebs in here. So this time I'm going to use Versamark and white embossing powder. And actually I'm going to use a big embosser. That's a big stamp in my catch-all here. So this is a big stamp, so even though you don't have to use it all. Hi, I'm blind number 1. I'm your a blind number 1 fan. I finally found out how to listen to your journals. Thank you, God, for listening. Oh, well, thank you. That's a very sweet thing that somebody just said to me. Yes, and yes, I am seeing your comments. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong. I'm not used to having these 2 different ones. What is it? Surrey Eyes, I believe. So, yes, and that was very sweet. I wish you could actually see my work, too. But I'm glad you see. So, since I know there is somebody that's visually impaired. I am inking up my embossing stamp, this big, huge cobweb. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp it up here in this corner, but I'm not going to use the whole image. Remember that I've taught you this many times. Always go off your page with your images, your stamps. But I am going to get a majority of it on it. So I'm doing this top corner opposite of where I put the haunted house. And I'm actually going to do multiple stamps, but I'm going to do them one at a time. So let me pull that to the side, grab the white. And this is white embossing powder. And I am shaking that on. And this is a nice detailed fine embossing powder, so it'll really get a lot of those details that was in that spiderweb stamp from SinCity Stamps. And that is SinCityStamps.com. And their plates of stamps are really, really reasonable, guys. You can get a plate of stamps from them for $16, if I remember correctly. And a plate of stamps has a lot of stamps on it. I'm going to real quickly, before I heat set this, just clean up the little bit of extra that I got right there. So sometimes you get a little extra embossing powder around your page where you don't want it. And just a little quick brush cleans that right up. Now I'm going to heat set this. Okay, love that. Doesn't that look cool? So I've got to have a couple more of those. I think I'm going to put one right down here, a real partial one going over the, kind of going over the fence. Down here in this bottom corner, and I am going directly over the fence. Again, let's grab the embossing powder in white. Oh, that looks cool. Over the fence like that. Love it. Okay, that looks really cool. I like that so much. I've got to do that again. I need more. I need more. So I think I'm going to put this one kind of like going across the opening here and more towards this side, I think. That's where my brain's going. So again, just grabbing some embossing ink. And because I am going across the seam here, this is where it's going to come in handy that I have this stamp in rubber only, because I'll be able to get more of the image a little clearer. So there we go. So one more shot here. More white embossing powder. And this is what's really cool about these little containers here, is this can go right back into. And this is a real saving trip because embossing powder lasts forever. Me and my girlfriends like to go in on big jars. I'm talking about big jars, and then we'll split it up ourselves and just put it in little medicine cap containers. So that's a real quick way to save some money, because embossing powder, I mean, I probably had this for 4 or 5 years and I still have, it's still filled. So you don't use a lot of it. Okay, way happy. Way happy. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, what else do I have going? I have this really cool spooky I'm thinking about using. Probably going to go like right there so it looks like it's coming off that. And then I think I feel the need for cheesecloth. So check this out. This is a fun idea. Cheesecloth. It's you get it at the grocery store. Believe it or not. If you go into something like Walmart or something, you can also get it there, and it's in the kitchen essentials area. Believe it or not. I always joke that, you know, any crafters don't cook, so we don't know what any of this stuff is actually for in the cooking world. But it is a cooking utensil. It's for straining, but I'm going to cut off a big, long, thin piece of it, and you'll see why. And this is kind of a choice here. This part, you could leave it white, but I think I'm actually going to get mine in a black. I think I'm going to paint it black. And see what I'm going to do. So once I get it black, I'm going to just like drape it across the top here. Something like that. So let's grab real quickly. I got some Dylusions in black, and I need some gel medium. So let me grab gel medium. I want it gloss, I want it in matte. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pull this down and work on these two. So I have my spooky I want to play with, and I need to change the color of this. So let's do that first. I'm just going to crunch this up, use some black Dylusions, and spray it. And mess it around on this and get it all nice and dark and black and all that good stuff. So it looks all kinds of spookiness. Okay, that works. My hands are all messy, so that's happiness. Okay, actually black won't work, orange won't work. What color can I use? Let's use blue, actually. I'm going to use blue on the spooky because I have orange in the background, and blue is a direct complementary color of orange, so it'll make it pop. But I will tone it down, as you'll see, with the black Dylusions. So I'm going to quickly paint this. And this is just a regular acrylic paint. And this die cut is from Gina Laser Cut Designs. Excuse me, Gina Designs Laser Cut. Sorry, I always do that backwards. So I apologize, Gina. But she's got some great chipboard. Oh, tell you about that. You guys just reminded me. On the 31st, got to go to my blog on the 31st. There's going to be a blog hop. And I made the coolest project. I actually finished it today. Now, I always say my latest project is always my favorite, but really, this is my favorite. It's a really cool haunted house that I made, and I used a lot of the the blog hop is with Gina Designs, and it's with Creative Paper Clay. So I have a lot of die cuts from her. I'm going to real quickly dry this. And then I want to spray it with Dylusions in black, and that's going to, you know, just make it look a little more aged, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I like the way that looks. No, you're not seeing it very well, but it really is cool. Actually, I wish I had a white stamp I could go over that with. Let's see if I have anything on my desk that might work. Oh, I might have something on my desk. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Let's see what I've got in here. Let's see what I've got in here. Not much. Not what I'm looking for. This might work. I'm going to grab this stamp, and this is again from SinCity Stamps, and I really want white. I'm going to use some white ink. Oh, better idea. Better idea. Where is my... Let's do this. I'm going to take this stamp, ink it up in white. There's a hair on my desk that doesn't want to leave. And I'm going to stamp over this with that. How cool is that? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Love it, love it, love it. Very happy. Okay, that made my day. Okay, let's pull the book back up. That made my day. And dry this real quick a little more. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to kind of pull it out a little bit. And I kind of want it to lay a little scrunched up, but like that. Oh, yeah, Terry, I can see. Not. Yell at me when you can't see. Whose is my favorite white ink? Actually, the one I was just using is from Stuart Superior, and it's their white ink is a tough one. Where did I just put that down? I'll pull that out for you in a second and show it to you. It's from Stuart Superior, which is Stuart, S-T-E-W-A-R-D, Superior, SUPERIOS.com. And they have, it's in their palette line, is where they have that white ink that I just used. And I will have these links again on my blog tomorrow, which is terrisproul.blogspot.com. So if you don't remember, you didn't write it down, I promise I'll get it up there again tomorrow for you. So I'm just taking heavy gel medium, and really you can use regular gel medium. I just happen to have the heavy, was the closest one I had, and I wasn't planning on doing this originally. This just kind of decided it needed to be done. So I'm taking the gel medium and I'm adhering down my black cheesecloth. And this is going to give us lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of texture too. And make it kind of look real cobwebby. Look how cool that looks. So, and one of the tricks that you can use, now gel medium, as you know, is a wet medium, and I am putting it on top of the Dylusions, which could activate. The reason that it's not activating is because I am using a dry brush. And what do I mean by that? Meaning my brush, this brush, as of today, has never been put into water. Gel medium is not water-based. If it was water-based, it would actually activate that the dilutions and start making that dilutions move. So there is a trick on how to use something like a gel medium. Just make sure your paintbrush is good and dry. There's that hair again. I'm telling you, there's this hair that just doesn't want to leave. It wants to be part of my page for some reason. I want to get it. Where's my spooky? My die cut. I'll lay that down just so I can get my placement. So let's go ahead and get that on there. And again, I'm just going to use the gel medium. 1, I have it out. 2, it will work. It is an adhesive. It can be used for lots of other things, but it is an adhesive. It does dry clear. I like goldens, but really, I don't see much of a difference in most of them. And it will dry clear, so all those little white spots I've got around there, it will look better here. Because I kind of want to get this kind of draping around that wording. So let's see what I can do here. But I want you to be able to read the wording. I might cut some of this off. I don't know. Should I take it all the way around? Yeah, I kind of like it all the way around. So let's go all the way around. I think I am going to cut some of this off. I don't need it to be that long. And I kind of want it to be really scraggly at the end here. So yeah, cheesecloth, you can do lots of really cool art stuff with cheesecloth. So, and it's really not that expensive. It's only like a couple bucks at the grocery store. So I have done a lot of texture in my backgrounds using cheesecloth and all kinds of stuff. Oh, doesn't that look cool? Very happy with that. Okay, so make sure I'm done with my gel medium before I throw this in water. Yeah. There we go. I'm going to curl this around. So it's just a little thick over here, like that. Look at that. That looks really good. Very happy with that. Okay, stick that in water. Okay, where else do I want to go with this? Actually, I'm really liking what I've gotten so far. I'm going to go in again with the black soot. A couple reasons. One, I want to blend this out just a little more around the bottom here. Just looking a little too, there we go, kind of more shady. See that? That looks so much better. It kind of has a shady look to it now. That's real good. Don't you love my English? I make up my own words. Shadowy, I guess, is more of a better word. That looks really good. Happy with that. And actually, I'm going to go over these cobwebs just a little bit too. And that's going to do a couple things. It's going to tone down the white because the white is pretty intense and make them look more aged. And I'm hitting them really lightly with the ink. Even though it was a little heavy-handed right there, but oh well. So if you've ever been in a haunted house, their cobwebs are even dirty. And since that is dilute or Ranger's distressed inks, I can actually go in with a baby wipe and get that smudge out. There we go. So there's another advantage too. If you screw up, you can take it away. There we go. Looks better, huh? Not so bright. I really like that cheesecloth. Was a great addition. Oh, thank you. I agree. I like the cheesecloth too. I think it really made it pop, huh? Okay, now I can go in with some like colored pencils and bring out some detail over here in this, because there's like a tree right here that I can put a little bit of color into it, just to bring out a little bit of the details. And I am looking at it upside down. I think I'm going to go in with some. Actually, I don't have the right colors here, so I'll do that off camera, but you get the idea. I think I am. No, I can't do that either because I don't have the right. I'm going to just blend it out. I want a little more shadow around the house. So I think that's where I'm going to stop. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Except for I'm going to take a this is a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, and I'm real quickly, because technically it's really not sealed, so I'm not going to get a real good blend. I'm just getting some shadow around these letters to give it a little more depth. And if you put just a little on it at a time, and then take your finger and rub it out, you'll get it to blend out. And you got to kind of be careful with, I don't really have anything that's on the background that's going to seal the page, so I have to work it a little quicker to get a true blend out. So it's just kind of making this a little dirtier, which is what I'm after. But if you're not after something so dirty, and I couldn't get my finger in there, so that's going to be more permanent than I want it. Yeah, I loosened it up a little. That's okay. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Okay, so let me give you some close-ups. See the little skulls and how it came out so much better with the white than they would have been all orange. There's my graveyard. Isn't that awesome? My haunted house. And then there's that spooky. Can you see the cobwebs on it? And then there's my really cool, oh, you know what I can put on here? I've got a really cool stamp that's actually not SinCity. It has a spider. Where's my spider stamp? There he is. There he is. And he's a big spider too. Not right there. What do you think? He's a big spider. He's all kinds of creepy. And this is on wood, so I'm hoping I get a good print. Ha 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 ha. I did. Okay, now I just need a black pen to give him some look like he's coming down from. This black pen's not working. Black pen, looks like it's coming down from the cheesecloth here. There we go. Okay, now it's done. I've decided it's done. So I want to again thank everybody for showing up. We had a lot of people in the room. Really appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to join my group called All Things Terri Sproul, I'm always there to ask questions. You actually needed a small spider by hand, right? But you're the master of everything. Yeah, I could have used a smaller spider, but he just looks like he's big and bad and he's up front now. Or it looks like the house is kind of really receded and way back. Oh, let me look over here. It looks like, yeah, no questions. Okay, so it looks really good. I want to thank you guys for showing up tonight. And I'll see you again next Tuesday. Bye.